mate. What do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
It's time!
Welcome to the Thursday Night Software Exploration Show with yours truly, Tech Coach Ralph. We have a wonderful night in store tonight. So, quick rundown what we're going to do, and then we will get into our agenda. So, a little bit. All right. Get some water early. All right. So, what do we have in store for tonight? It's kind of like I mentioned the other day, it's kind of a mixture of stuff that we're going to be working on tonight. Troubleshooting some certain things, right? Because I got some comments, I got some emails, and just wanted to, help some people out. So, with that being said, let's go here. All right, so what we're going to do tonight, right? I'm going to talk to you about the importance of practicing for interviews. We are going to go over version 2 of Deuce's JMeter that Don showed us the other day. And we are going to, I'm going to share to you the new name of Deuce's JMeter based on the suggestions that I made. Don went ahead and made those changes. So we're gonna give that a test drive. I haven't used it yet, so we're gonna give it a test drive. And then I'm going to get into a MySQL load testing. I'm gonna do it. I already have it set up on my Docker, right? And I'll tell you what I did to try it out. And then we're gonna try to do it on AWS. And after that, we're going to try to, or at least start with this Airflow container or Airflow image and Selenium-Wire implementation. I don't think we'll be able to finish the Selenium-Wire part with Airflow, but we'll get started. And if we don't finish today, we'll finish next Thursday. No big deal, right? So that is the rundown of what we're going to do tonight, right? But before we do that, we are going to do what we normally do. We are going to thank our new subscribers. So
I appreciate you.
We are growing very, very fast. I think my first video, maybe my first live stream was back in May. So May to June, June to July, July to August, August to September. And we're not even at that exact date yet. So let's say about 4 months. We are already over 200 videos, over 200 subscribers and growing every day. Just trying to add value to everyone's life. So, and I've met some amazing people along the way. So, just wanted to say thank you to all the newest subscribers, and of course, salute to the tech barbarians and the tech prodigy members and our technical explorers that are part of the Patreon gang, also growing, and so much value, so much content in there. So highly recommend that you check that out and, join the team and start winning. All right. Because let's see if this works this time.
I mean, all we do is win, man. You know that.
Exactly. That's all we do here is win, So choice is yours, whether you want to join the winning team or you want to watch us win. All right. So let's continue. So salute to all the tech barbarians. Salute to all the new subscribers. It's a wonderful journey to have you here. I love pouring into you guys. All right. So now let's get into what we always do. Our live show schedules. Okay. So we have Sunday afternoons, software explorations. We are focused on Terraform. We're going to continue on our trek through Terraform. I really hope to get this done in about a month, right? Because I don't want to spend too much time on Terraform. I do want to get into the other parts of DevOps after that, but join us for the ride. We have nothing but time. So Sunday afternoons, software explorations. Tuesday nights are Q&A sessions. I am working on a way to get you guys to be able to call in, and I can answer your questions that way. I'm still researching that, how to do that, but until then, we can talk in the chat, and we can, and I'll source questions and answer those for you, because a lot of times you don't even know the questions that you have. So I answer them before you even ask them. Okay. So those are Tuesday nights, Q&A sessions. Thursday nights, more software explorations. Like tonight, we are going to do some investigative discovery tonight. All right. And as we get into it, I'll give you a rundown of how these topics came about, and we'll go from there because our reach is massive. We are going all across the world, helping everyone, right? Everyone. Okay. So once again, Sunday afternoons, software explorations, Terraform. Tuesday nights, Q&A sessions, working on ways to be more innovative with that. Thursday nights, software explorations. We're still focused on QA. This is QA related. Okay. So shout out to our live shows. And then we have our pre-recorded content. We have Mondays, Candid Conversations. It was a good one this past Monday. I hope you checked it out. We have Wednesdays, Software Explorations, Concept Overviews. Yesterday, we spoke about security testing and the importance of that, and which comes in right into it. Fridays, we have the Bug Bite, where tomorrow we'll be talking about an API security flaw that happened with Lego's platform. It was like the Lego's merchant platform, but very popular application. So once again, Mondays, Candid Conversations, Wednesdays, Software Explorations, Concept Overviews, and Fridays, the Bug Bite. And all shows are released at noon Eastern time, right? And then throughout the week, I clip up the Q&A sessions, so into bite-sized pieces, because sometimes it's just too much for you to sit there and get all that information at once, information overload. And then, so I make it into small bite-sized pieces so you can just take exactly what you need and go about your day. Because, hey, if you're out there grinding and working and you don't have time to sit through a 2-hour live stream, I'm going to bring it to you, bring you exactly what you need. So check out for that. Okay. And then of course, if you haven't done so yet, like you've been hearing this song already, you already see all the value that I'm bringing to you. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time new content is released and every time I go live, so you can interact with me, you can learn from me, all that good stuff. All right. And of course, like the video, share the video. But if you subscribe, you should already be liking the video, right? So let's do that. And so shout out to that.
I appreciate you.
All right. Now, of course, what we always need is some energy.
Please offer me your energy. I ask of you, please.
All right. Now we got that energy. We are ready to rock and roll. So the first thing that we are going to do is the first thing I'm going to do, right? We're going to have a little conversation real quick. We're not going to spend too much time on it, but we're going to have a little conversation. Okay. So conversation goes. You guys are so many people reach out to me, right? And they have an initial reach out, and then I never hear from them again, right? So it's like, are you guys serious about your careers? About landing these positions that you say you want to do? Or is it just like, oh, you know, you know what? I see a lot of people, they're obsessed with education, but then when it comes time to put that education to use, then they fold. Right? So we'll spend thousands of dollars on boot camp, and then and like nothing is happening from that. But then you reach out to somebody, and they offer to help you, and then nothing else after that, right? I'll get messages, emails, all this type of stuff, and I'm like, all right, what do you need? And then I never hear from them again. You know, the very few people who actually followed through, they're doing amazing right now. I mean, some of them are still in the learning phases, right? But the way that they're applying their learning, the way that I have them applying their learning, right? It goes directly to getting experience to be ready to work as soon as they have all the knowledge that they need, and not even all of it, right? Just if they have a quarter of the knowledge of it, they'll be ready to work, right? Because the way that I work with people, it's pretty much on the job training, you know. But I don't know. Maybe you guys aren't serious. Like you guys talk a good game, but you guys aren't serious, right? So I don't know. But guess what? For those who reach out to me and they want to work with me, I care. For those who don't, I honestly don't, right? Because I'm good. I'm going to be doing good. And those who decide to work with me, they're also going to be doing good because I push them. I chase them. I'm like, hey, you need to adjust this. You need to work that way. You need to pivot. You need all that good stuff, right? And I just go off the blueprint of how I've been successful in my 20-year career in tech, 15 years in QA, 12 years doing automation engineering, right? Or get your resume that has only 3 months of experience and don't have any practical value, like practical application, and then post on Twitter how the job market sucks and you can't, find what you're looking for. And then I will send one of my barbarians in there to apply for that same position, and I get they're gonna get it because that's what we do, right? We're job eaters, all right? So, anyways, just wanted to let you guys know, like, you guys are holding yourselves back. No one else owes you anything. You're holding yourself back. All right? So, that's that. Next thing up. I want to talk to you about the importance of properly preparing for interviews. And by properly preparing for interviews, right? There's so many people, like, when they're getting ready for interviews, they'll study a list of interview questions and everything like that, right? So they'll study, and now they know the answers, just like they're taking a test, right? In school, they're taking a test. Like I said, people love education, right? So they'll go and they'll study for it, just like they're studying for a test. But then when you actually get in front of the interviewer and they're asking you like questions like similar to what you studied, but they might put a little twist on it, right? Now you fold because you're not adequately prepared for these adjustments and everything like that. That's why knowing the answers is important, but knowing how to relay and how to communicate and how to pivot, knowing how to address what's on the job application that you're referring to, knowing how to be able to back up your resume, right? Interview preparation and mock interviews are essential. Like if you can get past the first step, right? I was talking to somebody just earlier. They're not getting any like resume, like they're not getting any contact for interviews, right? So I'm like, all right, your resume is the problem. But now let's say you fix your resume and you start getting to the interview stage and you don't know how to interview, right? Being able to interview is an art. Being able to have a good resume is an art. All these things are arts and sciences, right? But if you don't know how to interview, now that's another problem. So you need to be able to prepare for interviews and have somebody who is qualified to be able to, do the mock interview for you. Though, like what I normally do, I use the job description of the job you're applying for. I use your resume and I interview that way. I have like 12 years of experience interviewing people, hiring and interviewing, right? So I know and what I make sure I do, I make sure I make the interview much tougher progressively, right? Much tougher, so that when you actually do go into the interview, you're able to crush it. Right? If my mentee shows up in the chat tonight, I'll ask her in the chat and you'll see what I mean. Right? But that's enough of that. But I'm saying, hey, you got a mock interview. Okay? Very, very important. Right. So next up on our list is Deuce's JMeter. So let me pull that up. Where is that? So what is Deuce's JMeter, right? So the idea came about, our good friend Don, he made this little application because although he absolutely loves JMeter, right? He made an application to replace it. He said it's called Deuce's JMeter because it's supposed to do like it's a load testing application made in Python where it worked pretty well. If you didn't see it, go check it out in last week's Thursday night live stream where I tried it out and it worked amazing. However, I had some suggestions for Don on like how we can make this little application a lot more powerful, right? Like things that if I was using it, things that I would be looking for to do, right? And then a few hours later, right there, ready to go, right? So we are going to try it out tonight because I said, you know what? I'm going to try it out with you guys. And we would go from there. So we are going to share our screen. All right. So I'm not even going to put the timer up for this because we're going to spend some time doing this. Well, I will put the timer up, right? But and I don't think it's going to take that long to get through this, but it is what it is. So let's put some time on the clock.
It's time to do.
And we are going to our shared screen. All right, so here we are. And guess what the name of this application is? It's called Ralph. What? It stands for Rapid Automated Load Performance Harness. Get the heck out of here. Look at that. Rapid Automated Load Performance Harness. So let's read it real quick, right? Ralph is a powerful load testing tool written in Go, designed to scrutinize the performance of websites using a multitude of load testing strategies. Ralph can efficiently simulate simple tests and stress tests, spike tests, endurance tests, and ramp up tests. At the conclusion of each test, Ralph promptly saves the results into a CSV, further offering the capability to upload these results seamlessly to Google Cloud Storage. So I was supposed to set up the Google Cloud Storage credentials. I did not. I was so busy this week, but I will definitely do that, and we'll demo that part next week. But for now, we will give this a shot. And what I really want to do in the Google Cloud is, which you can always add that, is it would instead of writing to a CSV and uploading it to Google Cloud, it could just write it straight to a Excel, not Excel, but like Google Sheets, and just pass it the information, the parameters for the sheet to write to. And so that might be V3 of this, right? But let's give it a shot, right? So let's look at the diagram real quick. I love diagrams, right? So initialize Ralph, set up testing parameters, choose test type. Is it a simple test? If so, go straight to execute simple test. Is it a stress test? Oh, if it's a simple test, okay. If it's a simple test, if it's not a simple test, is it a stress test? And if you answer that, do that. Is it a spike test? Yes, execute spike test. And no, any other test. And they all go to saving the results. Upload to Google Cloud. If it's yes, then uploads there. If it's no, then that's it. Okay. So I am going to pull this in. We're going to give it a try together. I wish Don was here, but he has been slammed this week. So we are going to do it alone. Hold it down for the team. Represent. Hold down the fort. All right. So I'm going to open one of these. Bring this over here. We are going to, let me see where I'm going to save it first. Ooh, let me see. I'm going to put it in this TCR software folder. So we're going to do git clone. All right. So now we have the Ralph software in here. We're going to go into it. And there was some additional documentation that I saw. All right, here we go. So prerequisites. Ralph requires Go. If you haven't installed it yet, you can download it from the official Go. All right, so let's install the Go website. And let's see, Mac. We have this one. Yeah. Hope it doesn't ask me to restart. So now we're installing Go. Let's see what else is part of the requirements. So we don't have the credentials yet, which is okay. Now I'm just installing Go. Okay. Already did that part. Gotta fix a typo in here. I wonder if I can fix it. Let's see. Am I able to fix it? I don't know. Yeah, do that later. Okay, so got that. Scroll down some more. So what we're gonna do is all right, so it was successfully installed. We're gonna close that out. And where are we? So now we have to manage dependencies. So we're inside the folder. We do go mod tidy. So we're inside the folder. Go mod tidy. Oh, well, that's a pity. So let's see. We have to open it. Go. Wait a second. Let's look at this side again. So as the go command by default downloads and indicates modules using the go module mirror and go checksum blah blah. All right. So after you install it, now what? Let's see. So go command not found after installing. Probably have to do some exporting type stuff. Let's see. Let's say that. You must add the path. That's what I thought. So what is the path? All right. So we're gonna do. All right. Let me do that. So we're gonna do vim. We're gonna vim, and then /.zsrc. And we're gonna add that path to the bottom. Put it here. Or just throw it up here. So I bring that down. Let's do that. And escape WQ. I might have to sudo it. So let's do sudo. Enter the password. And then we go here. I paste WQ. All right, save. Now we're going to do source. And what is it? Source dot. Do I not need that? All right, now if we do go, awesome. So now we got go. Don't need this anymore. And we don't need this anymore. Okay. Now here we are. And now let's do our go mod tidy. All right, so something's happening. Now we're going to compile the executable. So go build.o Ralph main.go. All right, so that's ready to go. And we are going to do, let's pick a website. Let's pick a website. We are going to do, I don't know. Let's say we go with Ralph URL equals www. Let's go ASOS. No, I don't want to go ASOS. Let's go at ubereats.com. And then we do a space and we're going to do test type. We're going to try it simple. And iterations equals 3. That's not how you spell iterations. Iterations equals 3. All right. So if you're on Windows, it should refer to the executable as ralph.exe. RALPH.exe. All right, so now let's give it a run, see what we get. So, unsupported protocol scheme. Do I have to put the, I might have to put the, oh, okay, I have to put the HTTPS. Or at least HTTP. Let's try that again. All right, now let's see where the CSV saves because we didn't put our Google application credentials. Post the test completion result would be stored away in a CSV file named the format of the name. So let's take a look at this. Oh, there you go right here. So a suggestion would be not to have the CSV file saved in the same folder as application. That's what I would think. Like maybe through like when you're passing the parameters, you can have it saved to, you can specify the location that you want the CSV file to save, or you could do it in, or you create a folder for output and have them saved in there. But let's take a look at our CSV file. So wait, so this is in the, okay, I have to just navigate to it. We're going to open the CSV and see how it looks, and then we'll do one with one more test, and then we will call that a wrap on our Ralph performance testing tool. Let's see. Okay, here we are. And then we go to, so I'm just navigating my computer to the folder to find exactly what I'm looking for so I can find the CSV. And there goes the CSV in here. And we are going to open this one with, let's see what it says in numbers. Oh, look at that. There we go. It successfully went through. Response time 3 times. All right, 3 iterations. Let's run it again. And this time let's do 10 iterations. Right? And with us learning Terraform, right? You could set up like a farm of for the performance testing, right? In different regions and everything like that. And then you can throw in this what's the name of it? Rapid automated load performance testing harness into each of them, and you can say, all right, execute 20 iterations across, let's say, 20 different servers, right? So then you can actually see like the load that it's getting on your application from coming from all over the place, right? And then you'll be able to report on that. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. So, but just giving you some different ideas. But this tool right here is super, super cool. Let's see what else we can do with it real quick. So we can do the type simple stress spike. And let's try endurance. I don't know what that is. But yeah, I got to get Google application credentials so we can take a look at that and show that it's also working there. And let's change this to, let's go like that. All right, so it's running. It's actually creating the test. Let's see what happens with it. I wonder if it's a 10. I wonder what type of test endurance tests are. Probably should have looked that up before I actually ran it, right? I don't see it here though in the documentation. So they must have it somewhere online, somewhere else, but that's fine. Next time we're going to have this inserted. Yep. All right, cool. So let's see. I don't know, nothing yet. Let me see the what's being written. Let's see here. It's taking us time. Not sure what's happening with this particular one. I don't know if it's that it's taking a long time because of the type of test that it's running. Let's try this. We're gonna stop it. Or at least try to stop it. Or just start a new tab. CD, TCR, graph. Oops. And then we're gonna try it again where we do this one, but instead of 10 iterations, we are only going to do 1. Let's do 1. Shoot. Let's do 1, and then we're gonna go to the beginning. I don't know why this is in here, but check that out. Okay, give it a run. So either I'm unfamiliar with how the endurance tests run, or something is wrong in the script. But I think that is a good preview, and we will try this out some more next week. So back to our agenda. So we got these two done. You saw the preview of the Ralph. So the preview of the Ralph performance testing tool. And we'll follow up with that next week.
Lunch break.
I guess we did use the 20 minutes. Okay, cool. So let's see where we're at. Cool. So went over, so we're done with deuces. All right, so next thing up on the list is MySQL. And we are going to go live screen.
I mean, you know, all we do is win, man. You know that.
Was not expecting that to show up, but it's still a fact that all we do is win. All right. So we are going to, all right, so break time. I need to get something to drink, so I will be right back. Welcome, Stephanie. Welcome to the show. So happy to have you here. I was just telling everyone earlier the importance of preparing for interviews with the mock interview. Like, because studying the questions is one thing, but the importance of actually going through the interview, going through like an actual interview multiple times before you actually get to the real thing. So if you can in the chat, just give a very brief your perspective on it, very briefly, because we were working so hard on it. So just want to see, it would be nice to have your perspective on it. Okay. So, and nothing long, we're not going to give them all the details, but share a little something if you can. All right. But shout out to Stephanie. Oh, that's my sidekick right there. And look at that. That is too many zeros for me. It's 10,000%. It's not even 100. It's not 1,000. It's 10,000%. See? Told you. And guess what? She crushed that interview. Like, usually technical interviews, they might take 30 minutes to an hour, done in like 20 minutes. I was like, done already? Sheesh. But hey, it works. When you know, All right. When you know. All right. Let me put this little thing up real quick because you guys have to. I don't know if you guys and she says,
get a move on, back to work, chop, let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work.
Talking it out and practicing was so helpful in terms of feeling prepared going into it and crushing it. And Don, we just finished going over the Ralph. We just finished going over the Ralph performance testing tool that you did. I don't know if you saw any of it, but yeah, we just finished it up. And let me go back to it real quick because I was running the endurance test. I'm not familiar with what the endurance tests are, and it took some time. But I think it just finished. So maybe I was just a little impatient. So let's go and take a look at that. Take a look at that real quick. And I'm going to put 20. Well, I'm not going to put 20 minutes up yet because we're about to move on to the next topic. So where did I have that? So let's go here. And I'm guessing it's this one. Ooh. So that must be what the endurance test. No wonder. Okay, so it works perfectly fine. It just took time because it does a lot. Sheesh. Cool. And Stephanie, while you're here, and while Don is here, this is the JMeter part 2, right? That Don worked on last week. So written in Go, where we just passed this command right here. So the name of the program, the URL to do the performance testing, the type of test to run. You can do simple, stress, spike, endurance, ramp up. Default is ramp up. So if you don't pass anything, it's going to be ramp up, right? And oh yeah, it surely worked. And it has the ability to upload it to Google Cloud, services. And I didn't get a chance to set up the credentials for it yet, but next week I will do that. And yeah, so it's very cool. So Stephanie, when you get the offer and you start working and they talk about performance testing, you're going to say, JMeter is so 2009. We are now using Ralph now for performance testing because it stands for Rapid Automated Load Performance Harness. All right. It surely did. I had no doubt though. When I wasn't sure with the endurance one, it was taking some time, but then, went and got a drink, came back, and it is perfectly working. So, and I'll go back to full screen. So, continuing with the resume practice, what a relief. Practicing was painful, but so glad I did it. Yep. Like, she didn't want to do it, but I'm like, hey, we have to because you might have all the book knowledge, how to answer these specific questions, but how are you going to respond when someone's actually talking to you? And did I progressively make it tougher on you or not? Right? I mean, the first day, super nervous, eyes all over the place, not sure. And then the last day before the interview when we did it, champ. No worries. No, I mean, she might have still been nervous, but didn't show it at all. Right? That's the importance of preparing. Right? Like I was telling you guys the other day, we will practice whatever it might be, like basketball players, for instance, right? They practice way more than the amount of time they play the games, right? Jiu-jitsu for a tournament. You'll practice, you'll train for months, 6 months, right? Just for a few fights. When you look at the UFC fighters, they'll have their training camp for like 6 months, sometimes even longer, just for a 25-minute fight. So you got to use it. You got to use it at work, right? You got to use it at work. That's the deal. You got to use it at work. You say, I know JMeter. I don't do it anymore. We're using Ralph. All right. And yep. And knew when to push me and knew when to say, okay, let's sidebar and talk about this. Exactly. Like, I'm gonna say it one more time for you guys.
I mean, all we do is win, man. You know that.
That's all I'm gonna say. All right. Let's move to part 2. All right. We are going to part 2, and we will talk to Dawn and Stephanie throughout the night because I have my friends here. All right. So we are done with Ralph for now. We will revisit it once I have my act together and I have the Google credentials in place. All right. But for now, we are done. It works perfectly. Coming to a performance testing team near you. Okay. So I'm going to close that out. And we are going to part 2. So part 2 is testing MySQL. So we are actually going back to JMeter, right? But we're going to do a performance test on MySQL using JMeter, right? Because the way this came about, someone reached out to me from the show last week. They left a comment. And they said that they were trying to doing performance tests on MySQL, and they kept getting, what were they getting? They kept getting like the same sample time as the latency time, right? So I was like, well, I by no means am I a MySQL or a JMeter expert, right? But we can definitely give it a try. You ask, I'll give it a try, So this comes about, and here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Because one of the things that my sidekick over here, Stephanie, was studying a lot was SQL, right? And I said, well, here's an opportunity for, I shouldn't be sharing this information. Oh, already started, right? But I'm not going to talk about it after this, right? But I said, well, here's a way to, kind of impress the people who are going to be interviewing you. Say, so while I was going back and, really digging in on MySQL because, like I know it, but I still have to refresh. I decided I'm going to explore some additional software. I'm going to use Docker to install MySQL, and then I'm going to load a database into it and do my testing that way. So I can go away from these online tools that they're giving me, and I can do it myself, right? Because I believe that you learn best when you do it yourself, right? When you're not following a guide, a tutor, all that type of stuff, you know, you like, because the thing is you just follow in their footsteps, and now what if something goes wrong, right? I'm like, no, install MySQL using Docker, because now you can talk about Docker because they love to hear about Docker and tech. So like, oh, this person knows something about Docker. That's good. That means you're gonna learn more about it, right? So I'm like, let's install it, and then now we can find some sample database and load it up and go from there. Ran into a little bit of an issue, which I figured out this morning, so we're going to go back to that this weekend, right? But what I did was, so this is what I sampled out this morning, right? I got my local machine to be able to connect to the Docker instance of MySQL, and then I loaded a sample database into MySQL, and then I used JMeter to run the load test on it, right? So I'm gonna show you that. But the thing is, I got very similar results to what the person was getting, but I think it might be because it was local. Like, so there's like no network connection that's been made. Some of them were actually different, right? But very, very, very minor. What I want to do is go on AWS, set up an EC2 instance, install Docker, and install MySQL, load the database, like connect from my computer, and then install the database, and then use JMeter to test the latency between that database. So I'm going to show you the JMeter part real quick, the database part real quick, and then we're going to go straight into AWS. I'm not going to waste time going through everything that I did. I might make a video for that later for my Patreon members so they can get some more practice with MySQL. So what I'll probably do is do the video with Docker and setting up MySQL. And maybe I'll just do a live stream for them, walking them through it. So, whatever. I'll decide on that, right? But that's going to be for my Patreon members because I know that they're going to get value out of it, and they're actually going to do the work. So I don't have to worry about them. Because that's a requirement, right? You got to do the work, okay? So let's see. Let me see what Don said before we go on. He says, if they're just pinging the server, that will happen. Did they actually send a query to the database that will respond various times? So let me pull up the comment actually. Let me pull up the comment. So put up the comment and see. There you go, here. Here. Let's see. All right. So they said, have you ever tested MySQL database in JMeter? No matter what query, every time I'm getting the same values for sample time and latency, and I can't understand why. Would you give me some advice? So it does look like they're passing in different queries, right? So what we're going to do, so let me just pull up JMeter, right? So I loaded in the all right, so what I have going on here saying connect to the Chinook database, right, with the path to it and the username and the password to connect to it, right? And then what I did was I just did a select from artists, and I can do so, and I can pull up the database itself too, right? So let's go here. And the configuration, like it was a few steps to get this to get. So I have dbeaver over here, and we have. All right, so let's do this. So we're gonna go like this, right? We have on this screen, we have dbeaver, right? Oh, hold on, let me clear this stuff out. Okay, so we have dbeaver over here, and we have our tables, and we can query them, right? So let's say we do customer. All right, so we have all this good stuff, right? So if we go back to here, let's say we do, I don't know, select from customer. And let's do one more, select from genre. So then I have it to do, what did I do? So I said 20 threads, 3-second ramp up, 10 loop, right? All right. So now I am going to, I'm gonna run it, right? Because I said results tree. Can I clear the? I wonder if I can clear these results. I don't know, whatever. So, and then we have the table, right? So, what I was saying was like, that's the sample time and the latency, like they're very, very similar, right? But there were like a couple that were different. Very few, but so right here, right? 35 and 34. But you know, and here 43 and 42. But the thing is, they're so because it's like on the local host, like I wouldn't expect it to have that much of a difference, right? But let me run it and then we'll jump right into AWS. So let's say overwrite existing file. Did it start running? Not yet. So all right, so it's running. And it's done. Let's go here. Ooh, errors. Or is that no? There's errors. Okay, so invalid syntax. Maybe. So what I'll do, I'll just go the other thing. Maybe it can't do all of that. Maybe you gotta do it separately, or maybe do a maybe I should do a join command. Want to send me a join command, Stephanie? I know you don't. You don't. I'm just messing with you. Let's see. I don't know. But so invalid. Let me see what's going on here. So let's go back over here. What? So it says you have an error in your syntax. Check that the manual that corresponds with where the right syntax near select from. So I don't think that'll be it, but I'm gonna do that. I doubt that's what it is, but if not, we'll just do that one line, and then we will go from. We will go to AWS. Yeah. Okay. So let's go with customer instead of artist. It doesn't make sense. That query doesn't really make sense, to be honest. All right. So give that a run. All right. So yeah. So it was the multiple lines, but it's all good. So we are going here, and so let's look in the results table, and we are going to check. So like you see this one, 44, 43, 32, 31, 35, 34. They're a little different, right? But it's not like, but I think because it's local, it's so close to each other. So, you know, that's not what we really want. So what we're going to do, we are going to pull up AWS. I didn't even put my time up, but let's start 20 minutes now. Actually, stop that. We're going to go this one.
Let's go! Let's go!
All right. So we are doing, so I'm going to minimize JMeter, and we're going to go to, don't need that one. Go here. AWS console. Actually, I'm going to do it on the other screen. No. All right. Go here. Let me log in. And where's my phone? Gonna have to enter the security code. So gotta use Google Authenticator. So you can use the MFA login. I would suggest everybody does that, especially for GitHub and for AWS, because you do not want people getting into your account. Nice. All right, so we are inside of AWS. We are going to, oh wow, my monthly is so low this time. I went and I just nuked all my stuff that were running, all my storage, because stuff that I honestly did not need anymore, because I am taking on newer, better projects with the best, the very best
We the best!
team. Very best team. All right. So we are going to release some amazing little applications. All right. So let's go to instances. Okay. So that's stuff. All right. I don't know. But we are going to do, what size? All right. So we're going to create a new instance. And for you guys, if you're not familiar with AWS, right? Get familiar with it. Find a walkthrough, go and create an account, create an EC2 instance, connect to Linux, right? See what Don says real quick. Don says, databases offer top-tier performance underpinned by extensive testing for consistency. Significant deviation emerge only with complex queries showcasing their robust efficiency. Yeah, that makes sense. That's what I was kind of suspecting as well. But if anybody has a complex query, with joins and stuff, feel free to send it, and I'll try to do the load test on that. I know that Stephanie's an expert on left join, inner join, right join, just joining everything, So I'm waiting for my query. All All right, so we're gonna do, we are going to say, all right, let's call this, let me, I'm gonna call this TCR, MySQL, Docker, JMeter, load test. Not sure why I put everything in caps, but it is what it is. So we're gonna use AWS Linux. I just got this. What is it? I got this. I'll post it in the chat. That's the one that I'm using. And they have it for all types of different databases. So, so you can even load it in for Postgres as well. See, I told you she's an expert with joins. Let me do one last thing. I never remember to do this part. So, all right, cool. And we are going to pin that to the top of the chat. But of course, I have to hide this stupid thing. Drives me crazy. I think I might write a script just to, whenever I load, I wonder if that, like that, I forgot the name of it, but it was this tool where you can like load some certain CSS into your browser, and that way I can just automatically get rid of this stupid thing that's blocking me from pinning it to the top of the chat. Just gonna nuke the whole thing. Get out of here. All right, cool. Well, pin the wrong one, apparently. Let's pin that one. All right. Cool. Okay, cool. So back to it. All right. Okay, so let's close that out. And we are here. So yeah, so this is the database. Let's go back here. Let's launch an instance real quick. Let's do this one. Architecture. I'm not gonna use ARM. And let's get I'm gonna get a little bit stronger one just because I am not sure the size that I think it should be fine, but let me see. So I think a T. I think it should be fine. Let's go with 2 gigs because I don't think MySQL is going to take that much space. Actually, no. You know what? Here's a QA mindset, right? I'm going to try with a very small one, actually, right? I'm gonna try with the Nano, 0.5 gig of memory, right? The reason I want to do that is I'm trying to simulate the load, right? So if I'm trying to do that, it's better for me to get one with small memory because now it might get a, it might be, what's the word I'm looking for? It might be, let's use that one. So by doing that, right, getting like less memory, it might be slower to respond. And when I'm connecting from my local machine, it should put us in a better state. All right, so let's give it a try. So Security group. Let's do anywhere is fine. And allow SSH traffic. Okay, we want that. Allow HTTP traffic from the internet. We want that. So I want that. I guess, but honestly, I really need to I'm gonna pull it up in 1 second, Don. Let me see. All right. So yeah, I'll go back and edit the security group in a little bit. So yeah, let's do this. Let's do it like that. And launch instance. While it's doing that, let me pull up what Don was mentioning. So research, okay, forget it from here. And so while it's doing that, because the server has to start and everything, so let's go here. Oh. In a couple of weeks, we'll be able to do this with Terraform. Or at least I'll be able to do it with Terraform. I think Don already knows how to do it. Oh, very cool. Oh, look at that. He even got it for MySQL. Nice. I'm blocking the whole screen. Look at that. So yeah, that's very cool. Create security group. Deploy. Might use this next week to give it a try, actually. Your key pair, your AMID, your security group. EC2. Launch EC2. Oh. Just Terraform before Terraform. All right. Let's focus. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna give that a try, Don. That would be super useful to, because I used to like do all this stuff manually. But with Terraform, that should also help as well. But let's go to instances. This one right here, running. Nano, but okay. We have our public IP. Let me go in and do the security group real quick. And like what I'm doing right now, that's exactly what Don was showing in his exactly what he was showing in his in the script that he sent, right? So that's super cool. If I would have that would have been cool to update, but I already like know how to do it right here. So I don't want to go and try to figure it out on the live stream when it's Thursday night. You know, we're not trying to be here forever tonight, you know. If it was Sunday, I would have definitely tried to do it on the spot. And on Sunday, we are also going to finish that challenge for the, or at least try to get further in it. The challenge for the music player thingy. So give it access to everything, save that. All right, so now we should be able to connect via MySQL. Now we are going to go to SSH into that box. All right, so into that instance. We go here. And we're going to go to copy the public one. And we need our terminal again. So let's go to, let me find where I have the key saved. Where do I have? I think it's in here. Yeah, it's in here. And then it is in. Yeah, I know. I won't do that. I'm gonna connect via I already have a key. I'm going to connect via SSH to set up Docker via SSH. Just there it goes. All right, so I got my key. So my AWS key pair is inside of this folder, but as Don said, I will not paste the key into that window. What I'm going to do, I'm going to connect via SSH. Actually, I can even do it on the screen because you can't see it anyway. So it's going to be, what's the command? SSH. Let me see. AWS. Damn it, what is it? Hold on. I never remember the command. So it's going to be, what is the SSH command for connecting to AWS instance? I remember what it is. Okay, it's going to be what is that? -I. Okay, got it. -I. -I. That's the thing. Like when you don't do these things every single day, you end up having to Google it all the time, right? So now it's ec2-user at. Actually, I can just do this. Well, no, to user at. So copy. Boom. Yes, and we're in. We are in. All right, so now clear, and we want to install Docker via the command line. Install Docker on Linux. Yum. So now we go here, and this is what I did in the video that shows how to. This is what I did in the video for, setting up Docker on AWS. So we're gonna do that. Boom. Let that go. That. And do that. And then. Whenever I see someone with a RM command suggestion, I'm like, okay, that's a joke. Whenever there's RM, it's a joke. All right. All right. So now we're gonna do this one. Let's do that. Stephanie, are you following along? Come on, really? Let me see. Run. Install Docker engine. What's the command? So we need over here, and let me see what's going on here. Oh, I don't need sudo. That's why. Well, I don't think I need sudo. I know what I should do. I mean, it's not worth it because it already exists, but no Docker. All right, hold on. What's going on here? Where is Docker? Good. That's what really matters. More or less is good. What's going on here? Let's do. Maybe it's the version they're giving me. Let me see. Let me see.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
Let's do it that way. And we are going to take our break in just a second, but let's finish installing Docker. All right, so just sudo yum install Docker. Okay, cool. So clear sudo yum install Docker. And yes. I'm not even going to install Docker Compose because we do not need it to install MySQL. So all I'm doing right now is the same way that you installed the Docker desktop the other day. I'm just doing it through the command line on AWS Linux, which it is on our list of things to tackle, right? So we're here, and now we have Docker installed, and we're going to start Docker. Docker is started. And oh, wait, what? All right, cool. Docker started. If we do Docker PS, we should have a failure. Okay, so sudo Docker PS. Okay. So, oh god, that's so annoying. I do not want to always have to put sudo in here. But come back to that part. All right, cool. So, what time is it? You know what? We are just going to power along. All right. So, anybody's watching, if you haven't yet, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell to know when we go live, when we release new content, because what we're doing here, it is super valuable, and it will like just going through Docker, right? That right there alone is going to help you try out all types of different softwares, get familiar with things, So, and I honestly love using Docker. I'm getting better at it every single day, but it's massive, right? But like I told you the other day, I set up a ECR image, so now we can just pull it from there, so we don't need to rebuild it every single time we run our test. So it's massive, right? And just software explorations. So you know what? We're gonna just skip through our break. We're gonna keep going because unless I'll be looking at the chat. If there's any questions, anything like that, I'll address them. But let's keep working, right? Let's keep working. So we are to throw out another 20 minutes.
It's time to
All right. So now we are at. We got that installed. So let's do MySQL. So now we do. And since you are here, Stephanie, you'll be able to see the fix that I did for MySQL at the time. All right, so what I'm going to do, I am not going to show you guys this password because I don't need you guys connected to my MySQL database doing a bunch of junk on it. So All right, so I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna go here. We're gonna go here. So you don't know what password I put in. I'm gonna tear this down anyways after the show, but you know, so we're gonna go with all right, so I'm just installing MySQL through Docker. I really hate that. I don't feel like searching for it right now, so we're just gonna power through it by having to type sudo for everything. So MySQL is currently running or installing. Let me see if I can do it like that. So it's installing. It's pulling in all the images via Docker. And it's running. All right, cool. So let me clear that out. Now, in theory, we should be able to. So let's do this. Before we do that, right? Docker ps. Oh my God. Why is it not there? All right, it's gonna drive me crazy. Don, if you have the thing handy to make me not have to keep on typing sudo every single time, that'd be dearly appreciated. Jesus Christ. Failed to start containers. So we are going to do it over again. We're going to do, let me see. Why isn't it starting on Docker? So we're going to take that. All right, let's see what's going on here. No such container. That's the name right there, isn't it? Oh. Tech Ralph coach, apparently. And you need sudo in front of it. Oh, I can just do right, so now Docker PS. Oh, for some reason MySQL is not starting up. So if I do Docker logs, TRC, MySQL live stream. Let me see if I just do. All right, fine. Can't do it. Sudo AWS. All right, so Docker yes. All right, so let's. Okay, so Docker logs let's go TRC MySQL live stream. Oops, not that. All right, Let's see what goes on here. So this is saying, what's going on here? Dedicated user MySQL entry point. Okay, it looks like it started. I don't know. Try. Initialize NODB initialization started. Okay, so we're gonna pivot a little bit. All right, so now start the server instance. Let me see which one I have locally. So looking at our Docker instances or images, so we have MySQL server. Okay, let's do MySQL server. So my bad. Let's do this one. So we are gonna do that. Yeah, I saw it too, but the one that I have installed locally is MySQL server. So I'm just gonna go with MySQL server. Ooh.
I appreciate you.
Hey Beatrice, how are you doing tonight? That is my video editor in training. Happy to have you here. All right, let's go. So we got that downloaded. And then the next step is we're going to go to Docker run latest. Now I know where I'm at. So let's go here. It started, and then we're going to do. So you got to do Docker logs to get the temporary password. I'm going to do it here because I don't need you guys trying to connect to my MySQL instance. But you wouldn't be able to anyways because there are some settings that need to be done. So where is it? So it is still, all right, so let me see. Why is this thing starting at process 36? That I saw a socket error. Let's go like that. Let's see what's going on with it on WS. Warning, created with an empty password. Please, database initialize. Syntax is deprecated and be removed. Starting on. Huh. Why? All right. So now we have to Google. Why is MySQL not installing on? Maybe it's too small. Maybe this is too small. Let's see. We got that. Let's do via Docker. Forgot that search term. Via Docker. So can I connect to MySQL container? Let's see what's going on here. We probably won't get time to get to that airflow, unfortunately. We're looking forward to that, but we'll definitely we'll start off with that one next week. So let's see. We got all this stuff. Nope. Don't like this. If the website's not pretty, I'm not really into looking at it. All right. So we have Docker Compose. I don't see it. I don't need ARM. Let's see. It says it's starting. Exited 3 minutes ago. Docker logs MySQL. What? So it says, please use that. System starting as process 56. But it doesn't say. This is annoying. It's messing up the tests. But sure, you can always create a MySQL. I'm sure that MySQL answers. You know what? I'm gonna pivot a little bit because this is not the purpose of this stream. So let's go here. Let's go to launch instances. Let's search for MySQL. There's any instance with MySQL on it because I don't want to spend the whole night trying to troubleshoot Docker and MySQL. So let's go with this one, right? That's how we pivot, right? Simple enough. We're just going to pivot and we're going to go to product details, pricing. $0.30 an hour. All right, cool. So do that. Let's go here. Let's see. Let's select an existing one. We're going to select the one that was just created. We're part of the other one. And we are going to give it a name. MySQL. live stream. You see how we're able to pivot and adjust on the fly, and unless this doesn't work either. But we're not gonna talk. We're not gonna think negatively right now. Positive thoughts. Okay, cool. I do wonder though, what's gonna be the login? The mystery continues. See the details while it's running. I don't think I've ever used the Marketplace AMI before. Let's see what goes on. Okay. Up to an hour. That is crazy. So much for that. Well, that didn't work out as we expected. Try it again. I don't understand. All right, what's this? Oh, here we go. Pre-installed MySQL. Let's try this one. All right, let's try this. We are going into uncharted territory here. I have absolutely no idea what's going on. So let's go TCR MySQL live stream 2. And we are going to do create this one too. Give it a try. We shall do it live and select existing security group. What's the same one? Nope, not that one. Where's the one? All right, cool. So let's go and launch that one. See if this one goes through. This one should. All right, cool. Successfully launched instances. Oh, okay. Jesus Christ. All right, cool. So let's wait for them to come up. I wonder, what do we do next? So let's see. Get here. Look at here.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
9:20 Eastern Standard Time. All right. We are just gonna go for it. So I want to use, I think this is the newest one. Let's go with this one. This is the AWS one. So, all right, let's do this. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna pivot from here. We're gonna do. Let me go here real quick. So let's do SSH-I. And then EC2 user, EC2-user at here. Yes. All right. So now Maybe that's not the one I wanted, but let's go see how we can start MySQL. This took a very unexpected twist, I must say. Oh, Rancher. I like Rancher, I think. Okay, that's not exactly what we wanted. Let's go for this one. What is this? All right, so let's go to MySQL maybe. Nope, not there. Oh my god, this stuff is so terrible. All right, so I just type in MySQL, see what happens. MySQL. All right, let's check Slack. Checking Slack. Let's pivot a little bit. Except for Slack does not want to open right now. All right, hold on. So let's see. Perfect. So now we're going here. Okay, cool. That works. Let's try. So I am going to connect. I'm going to try connecting to the database that Don just created. So let's do this. And we're going to do, let me put in this information to connect to the database. So where did it go? Where'd it go? All right, so thing disappeared on me. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna close this out. Okay, cool. Let's open it back up. All right, let's do that. All right, connecting to the database. All right, so now copy this in here. And default. And password. Test the connection. Okay, public key or true. Learned about that earlier today. True. Test connection. Oh, access denied. Why was access denied? Try that again. Let me make sure I have my credentials in right. Sugi. Let's see here. Maybe I have extra space or something. All right. And oh, yeah, I have extra space. That's what it is. Yep, connected. Perfect. All right, we are connected. Cool. You guys are too much. All right, so now we are going to open the Chinook script. Where do I have that script? So now, let's go back. So let me close out Slack. And we're gonna go to Chinook sample database. I don't remember. I think I remember where I saved it. Hold on. So I have to. Let's go back here. Have it right here. So we're gonna take this right here, load it in here, and we are going to run this. All right. All right. So now let's see. Execute script. And our script, yes. So now we are adding the script to the database, and we will pull up see how wonderful it is when you have a team working with you. AWS wasn't playing along. Don's like, oh, I got you. I got this database. Go ahead and use it. And now look at us. We are moving along, and I can troubleshoot AWS MySQL thing another day, another time. So right now we're inserting all the different tables and the rows inside of the database. All right, so while that's happening, I am going to get what's his name? JMeter, load it up. And we are going to, okay, so I'm going to update the okay. I will get that while we're at it. PKS, all right, got it. Downloading it now. Oh, one from MySQL actually. So I'm getting it on this screen. I'm downloading it from here. Is Don set to add that? This is exciting stuff, I must say. Download that file. Let me see, we're gonna put this file in. So we're gonna go to, let's go to this one. Let me see. Where? So that's done. So now you just have to import this file. Let me see. SQL. Cool. So that's saved. And now we are going to import file. Where'd that file go? Where did it go? All right, let's open again. Should be there. Hold on, let me try to save it again. It says it's there. Let's see. Or not. All right, save. For real this time. Let's see what's going on. Oh, here it is. Why is it? Oh, it's not in the folder? Onward. Anyways, let's do this maybe. Let's try this. Let's go here, and we're gonna just drag this into here. All right, I don't know what's going on with this computer, but here we go. Here is our script, and we are going to run that as well. No active connection. So this has to be part of default database. And let's run that as well. And while that's running, I am going to start setting up our JMeter. Don, what does the auto increment PKS do? Primary keys? Auto increment primary keys? Gotcha. Use my context clues for that. All right. Now we are going to, wait, where's JMeter? All right. So now we are, so wait till that's done. I'm going to start putting the connection information into the, start putting the connection information. Make sure we're not sharing any data while we're doing this. All right, so we're here and we're gonna go here, copy. Copy the port. And database. Actually, no, it's not using that database. It's going, well, kind of is, but let's do a refresh. So database is the same. There goes our Chinook. And we enter in, oh, not even showing the screen. All right, so. All right. Which tool are you talking about? So we go with the username. I'm just setting up JMeter, so we don't have to do that independently because we already saw the connection information. Okay. And we are good to go with that. All right, so just waiting for the database to be done. What is a tool called like the cursor? What tool are you referring to? All right, so while we wait on that to be done, how much does this do? Let me see. Looks like forever. Oh, it's called dbeaver. Yeah, it's called dbeaver. I probably it's like open, like it's free. Like they have I guess they have a paid version, but this is the free version. And I used to use it 5-6 years ago at another job. I really want to get, what is it called? Stephanie, what's the name of the tool from JetBrains? Data brick or something like that. Data grip. I really want data grip. Yeah, I want data grip. I'm gonna get it eventually. So what happened was I had bought WebStorm, but I really should have bought like the whole JetBrains suite, but I was being cheap, right? So then I saw data grip. Oh, this looks super cool. This looks super cool. And but I'm like, oh, I don't want to pay for this one separately. So I'm waiting until I really, really need it to get to use the 30-day trial, and then I'll just have to buy the whole JetBrains suite and get access to everything. But yeah, I'm upset at myself for that. This thing is taking forever. What? Yeah, I know. I should have did that, but I didn't. And but I will. But I will. It's like some of them they give you the trials and some of them they do not. The heck is going on with this thing? Do you think we need to wait for this whole thing to run through? Oops. Didn't want to do that. All right. So what happened to it? Let's run it. Let's open it again. It's ridiculous. Let's see here. Shots fired. So let's see what we have in here first. Before we do that, I want to take a look. Take a look. Take a look. Let's see. View columns. View data. Or not. Let's see here. Diagram. So let's do this real quick. And we're gonna go to that's what I do. Jeez. Close all this down. Right, there we go. So let's do that. All right. Cool. All right. So let's try to run our. No, there is not always Eclipse. It's like going back 10 years in time. All right. So now let's go to. So we're here. Let's try to run this. See what happens. All right. All right. So, and let's increase this a little bit, right? Let's go to number of threads 50, loop count 20, and ramp up time. What's a good ramp up time, Don, to get some real serious data? What, 5? I don't know. I am not a load tester, but let's find out. Let's find out. Start, overwrite, and things are happening. Things are happening. Is current. Things are happening. All right, it's done. That was quick. So let's see. Well, so we have some differences. 30. All right, cool. Is it 30? Let's see if we can get some actual data coming through. 30. Let's make it more. What if we're really, really productive, right? Let's go with 200 users. Hopefully your provider doesn't get upset with you. But let's give it a go. See what happens. All right. So Don, can you share with us what does the ramp up time mean? What's that? All right, so we have a tough query. So let me make sure I'm not sharing this. Okay, so we're going to here. Cool. All right, We can go back. All right, so let's take a look at this real quick. And we're going to use a different query. So still kind of similar, right? But we have another query. And I hope that Stephanie doesn't have nightmares tonight when she sees this query. So we have select C customer, C first name, as customer first name, as customer last name, email first name as employee first name, last name as employee last name, the sum of the unit price times the quantity as total spent on rock from C, from customer as C, for join. We have a join where it says join employee E on C dot support rep ID equals E dot employee ID. So we have a join. Then join invoice I on C dot customer ID dot I for customer ID. All right. So we're joining the customer ID and the invoice customer ID and invoice line. Joining those. Track T. Wow. Don is a MySQL expert. Where G name equals raw. All right, cool. Are we ready to give it a go? Okay. Let's see what happens. We are going to run it. So before we do that, Don says ramp up refers to the period during which the load on the system, often a web service application, is gradually increased to desired level of concurrent users or requests. Okay, cool. The more you know, right? The more you know. Let's go. All right, it's going. It's going. You can see in the little corner up here, it's going. We got our joins, our from multiple tables, grouped by, all this kind of stuff. We're just adding a bunch of making a tough query, right? To see if we will get different sample rate and latency time. Which we did get some of them, right? But let's see what we can get. So it's done. It's done. Let's see what happens. So had some failures. Oh, they were throttling us. All right, we got you. Oh, only the end finished. That's a pity. But let's see the results in the table. So we have some. Let's see. Let's go to the top. Let's go to the top. All right, so these failed. So let's skip the failures. Skip the failures. Go straight. All right, so these are still kind of matching. So this one is different. This one is a little different. But like what Don was saying earlier today, right? Or earlier tonight, that the way that these are optimized, it's the way they're optimized, the way these databases are optimized, it's supposed to be able to handle this. So like it depends on, like, I guess it depends on the amount of load that you're trying to put on it. Because I think you need like a really massive load test to be able to try to get that difference. What do you think, Don? You were mentioning it earlier. Like, what do you think? Because there's some differences in these numbers, but they are pretty much matched, to be honest. Probably real small on your screen, but because even with that test, right? Even with that test, you came back. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, we see some differences, but nothing substantial. So maybe, leave me another comment. Let me know what type of, give me the details about the test that you're running, because we do see a little bit of yeah, we like the infrastructure to really test something like this. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think that they're expecting to see a difference, but the amount of requests that they'll need to send to something as strong as MySQL and the type of query that they'll need to send as well, it's not likely to, I think for that you need like a real, need a lot of users requests coming in, and you need a really, really tough query, because even your query, it's tough, but it didn't put that much of a dent. You see, there goes one right here, 67 and 66, which is different, but it's kind of expected that with this the limited data that we're running it at, so maybe if it was a bunch of inserts happening into the database, then that might slow it down, maybe, but I don't know. So Don says, plus they have caching first call is slower. The rest calls may speed up. Yeah. Yep, I agree. Anyways, I think we're good for tonight. I really wanted to get to the airflow, but we didn't get to it tonight. So that'll be the only thing up on the agenda next week. Actually, no. Next week on the agenda, we will go back to the Ralph, right? Rapid, automated, load, performance, harness. I got it, right? Rapid, automated, load, performance, harness. We're going to go back to that. I'm going to do my homework, add the Google Cloud key. And so, Don, I'm going to go back and forth. We're done with this. So hopefully I was able to help the person who reached out. I think that it's your, I think it's going to be hard to get that different sample time versus the latency, just because MySQL is very powerful, right? But we're done with that. So what I was saying, Don, is I think what we can also try to implement to that, right, is instead of, well, I guess I have to talk to you, but I'm wondering, what is it uploading? Is it just uploading the CSV to Google Cloud, to the Google Cloud platform? Or, because what I'm also envisioning that we can do, instead of it writing a CSV, if you have Google Cloud enabled, you can pass it to, write to a Google Sheet. And so it writes there, and it has what is it called? Yeah, it just writes it to a Google Sheet, and it'll have it there. CSV. Yeah, okay, cool. So what I'm gonna do, I have when I was in my automation framework, I have it where you can pull data from as a data provider from a Google Sheet, right? A Google Sheet. So maybe we can have it where it can write the data to a Google Sheet as well, and that way you have I don't know, just different options, but awesome tool, must say. Awesome tool. So, yep, that's it for tonight. We are good to go. So, before we wrap up, I want to thank my friends for being here. Thank you, Don, for being here. Shout out to you, Don, for all the amazing, amazing help that you gave. You were so clutch. I appreciate you being here. Shout out to the one, the only Stephanie, who has been working like crazy the past month. And this past week was crazy. This week is crazy. Shout out to you for all your hard work. Shout out to Beatrice, who's here, who is working hard every single day, getting those videos, ramping up those skills. Love it, love it, love it. So shout out to all of you. And to all the people watching in the clouds, shout out to you too. For those watching it on replay, shout out to you. Shout out to the person who posted the comment and took us down this software exploration tonight. Shout out to you too. And on that note, if you haven't done so yet, I don't know what you're waiting for, but subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you can know when we are live, when we release new content. Look out for these Bug Bite episode tomorrow talking about Legos, an API security flaw. And like the video, share it with somebody who will find it useful. And on that note,
I appreciate you.
everyone who has been working so hard this week, who has put in all that effort, you are one of us.
I mean, all we do is win, man. You know that.
So keep up the good work, and we shall. Yes, you can destroy the server. Let me disconnect from it, and you can. I was like, this gotta go. You're good to go. Good to destroy. All good. All right. Yeah. So wrapping up. Yeah. Shout out to all of you guys putting in the work, and if you need anything from me, reach out, leave a comment, send me an email, whatever the case may be. And of course, check out the Patreon. Tons of good stuff in there. I'm going to be releasing a video next week, most likely, where it talks about how to get your LinkedIn right. LinkedIn is an extension of your resume. Sometimes it's the first thing that they see. Both of my last jobs came in through LinkedIn. People like recruiters reaching out to me on LinkedIn. So we're going to be talking about how to get your LinkedIn right. It's an extension of you. It's an extension of your resume. So that's going to be in the Patreon coming soon. All right. So on that note, everyone, it's been real. It's been a pleasure to hang out with you guys tonight, but I have got to go. So before we go, say bye to Stephanie. Bye, Stephanie. And you guys have a wonderful, wonderful night.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts. Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again. Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Hear me, warriors of the North. Today we have tasted the sweet nectar of victory. Our foes indeed defeated, and their lands are now bowed before us. The gods themselves have favored our glorious deeds on this glorious day. We have shed blood, sweat, and tears to claim this land. Our relentless spirit, our unyielding determination, these are the very essence of our people. Let's believe our ancestors rejoice in the halls of Valhalla. For today, we have added to their eternal glory. Our victories will echo throughout the ages, and our names will be etched in the annals of history. But let us not forget the price we paid, the brothers and sisters we lost. They now feast in the hall of our forefathers, watching over us with pride. Their sacrifice has paved the way for this moment of triumph. As we celebrate this conquest, let us also remember that our journey is far from over. More land awaits our conquest, more battles call us forth. And the fire in our hearts burn ever brighter, for there is no limit to what we can achieve. To those who dare stand against us, let them tremble in fear, for they shall witness the fury of the northern storm, the wrath of the untamed barbarians. Today we celebrate our victory. Tomorrow we set our sights on new horizons, uncharted land where our banners will fly high. We are Vikings, we're barbarians, we are masters of conquest.